Okay, welcome back again, and I'll tell you what, I am very, very excited for the first of first in a series of reviews of beers brewed by St. Bernardus Brewery out in West Flanders, Belgium. Watau is a little village in West Flanders, and that's where they've been brewing this beer for years, since the 1940s, as a matter of fact. And anytime it's a Belgian monastery or any kind of monastery brewing beer, there's usually a huge story behind it, and this is definitely one of them. They were brewing beers in the town for years, decades, since the 1940s. But they had an agreement going on that they couldn't sell from outside of the walls of the monastery, and because of that, it became a very, very exclusive beer to get, a very exclusive brand, the different kinds of beer that St. Bernardus brews. It wasn't until 1992 that that agreement basically ended, and they were able to mass produce the beer, and that's why in many major beer stores, beer distributors, and even bottle shops, you're able to find St. Bernardus pretty regularly in its various forms. They have a lot of different forms. One of them is their ABT12, which is the quadruple, which is probably widely considered their best and one of the best beers overall in the entire world. We'll get to that a little bit later. They also have a couple doubles. We're going to be doing one double today, and then we got a triple that we're going to do in the future, and we'll also do the other double coming up in a bit too. This is the double called Pater 6. And it's named after a dark, rich, multicolored chestnut beer called the Peterke, as a matter of fact. So this is Pater 6. It's a double, 6.7% alcohol by volume. Doubles are very, very rich and malty, and many are brewed by monasteries. An abbey double, sometimes they're called. I know Trappist Roquefort, I believe, brews one. Trappist was Vleteren, which is a Trappist monastery that is kind of like St. Bernardus was back in the day, in which you can't buy beer outside of the walls there. That's why it's some of the most highly coveted beer right now. But this, they mass produce it. I actually got this in a gift pack. The gift pack came with a goblet, a chalice, if you will, so I'm very, very happy to actually have in my possession for the first time a chalice, which I can't believe I never had, but that ended as soon as I got that gift pack. So let's open up St. Bernardus Pater 6. And now, as you know, or as you might know, these bottles are usually 11.2 ounces as compared to their counterparts in the U.S., which, you know, usually 12 ounces per beer. But the abbeys are usually a little less, 11.2. Of course, you can get the huge bottles, which I love to get the ABT12 when I can. They're about 25.4 fluid ounces. This one pours into the chalice. This is the first time, by the way, I'll have had this beer. 3 of the 4 beers we're going to be reviewing in this little subset from St. Bernardus are going to be beers that I've never had. The only beer I have had was the ABT12. But this is the Pater 6. I'll show you the logo. Love the smiling monk. He's very chipper, very happy, and he enjoys good beer, which we all should. Very, very thick kind of head on this beer. Well, maybe not too thick, actually. It's about a finger or so of lighter, kind of foamy, frothy colored. And as you can see, it's a brown, a caramely colored ale. And it's the Peterke, chestnut colored, dark, malty. So it's not disappointing on appearance, as you can see. Let's grab a whiff of it. Oh boy. All right, I'm getting very, very fermented yeast kind of smell from this beer. I'm getting just a very, very high malt content. Not so hoppy, but you can just smell the malt. It's basically so effervescent that it's really kind of overpowering my senses. Hint of chocolate. A little bit of a hint of chocolate. Maybe it's just my imagination playing tricks on me, but I definitely have some maybe dark fig kind of aroma as well. There's a lot going on in this beer as far as the aroma goes, so let's grab a taste of it. Once again, this is 6.7% alcohol by volume, so it's a drinkable beer. Not that the ones of higher aren't, but... I'm getting a very caramelly taste in this beer. The maltiness is definitely there. I mean, it's so full. almost getting a hint of spices that you would get in a triple, but not quite overpowering to where you might mistake this as a triple. It definitely is a double. And this is a beer that tastes like it should have much more alcohol wallop, but it doesn't. And to many people, that could be a good thing in that, you know, some of these beers can hit you like a ton of bricks where you don't realize how much alcohol you're consuming. But this one is a beer you can definitely have a couple of. I mean, it's definitely not too overpowering. Heck, it's about as much alcohol content as an IPA usually. And it's just so unbelievably tasty. I could see this going with some barbecue. I could just see this, even a pre-dinner drink would be absolutely spectacular. Maybe a dessert, a kind of drink. I could see this going with some maybe raisin bread, some ginger snaps, something like that. Just an excellent beer. I would give St. Bernardus Pater 6 an 8.5 out of 10.